Phil and Will are back, and so is Survivor, finally, after like the longest offseason of all time. New season, we got a new logo, which we forgot to mention last time. It was in our podcast, but John Poteet made this really, really cool Survivor logo with me and Will. And, Phil and Will are back is the slogan on there, so I almost feel like we have to do it all the time. But finally, Survivor Second Chance, Will. Oh, you want to say something? Go.
I mean, we did use it almost every time anyway. So it was I think it is the slogan. It's a good one, I think. We're back. And so, like you said, so is Survivor. A lot of fun, first episode. It was a little surreal just like seeing it start because we've been talking about it for so long. Just seeing them on the beach and talking, and there's all these players. And I started thinking man, there's so many players. They would jump from one person to another on their same tribe. I was like, oh my gosh, all these players are on one tribe. We haven't even gotten to the other one yet. It was wild. It was a good first boot. Vytas overplayed. We'll get into that, why he went home. We'll go through the whole episode. We also just want to thank everybody for listening to us in the off season, us beating every dead horse, the 20 castaways, talking about them over and over again. We're so excited to have something new to talk about. Things finally coming to fruition. Phil, what do you want to start out with? Just kind of the intro, the build-up?
I mean, that intro was cool. I didn't watch the 9 minutes the other day when it was on because I'd rather just watch it all at once. And that intro was really, really well done. Like, it was cool how they were all coming in. I kind of liked how they started with, like, the China vibes where they're coming in through the city, like they're going through the whole thing. And then they actually get into, the canoes and they go into the thing and Jeff introduces everything. And I mean, Kelly Wigglesworth was swimming so fast for so long. I actually thought she was going to make it for a little bit there. I mean, that was a cool, like the whole marooning and actually getting to hear from everybody. And one thing you said that I kind of want to address real quick, you said it was how they were jumping from person to person. I think everybody got a confessional tonight, right? Like everybody talked to the camera.
Yeah, a lot of people got their own little confessional before the marooning happened. And then I think everyone who didn't got one after. I'm almost certain. I haven't looked at the official confessional counts yet, but I'm fairly certain everyone got one within, before the first ad break almost. Maybe not that soon, but 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the show, I think we had heard from everybody, which is nice.
I think the last one we had heard from, which wasn't really shocking, I think was Monica Padilla. I think she was the last one we heard from, which I was kind of expecting because she was invisible on her first season, and it's almost like we don't have as much of a storyline for her second chance as we do for everybody else. Like hearing from Wigglesworth as much as we did at the beginning, that was totally expected. Like you knew that they were going to go to her for a long time at the beginning. I mean, it's been 15 years, and Survivor really does like her. So
yeah, I mean, she had a big episode tonight too. She was doing a lot. She was very visible. I know you put Wigglesworth as your person in the prop bet game to get the most confessionals in the premiere. Is that true? Have you checked yet?
I actually did not put her. That's incorrect.
Oh.
No, that's all right. I actually put Savage, which didn't happen. I'm not sure who actually got the most confessionals. I'm assuming we're going to go by sucks count, Survivor sucks count. But they don't really put up an official one yet. I know a lot of times it's just a bunch of people who think they have the right count. But I think Wigglesworth might have had the most. I think
she might have also.
I think it was close between her and somebody else, but I can't think of who else it would have been.
I think maybe even Wentworth. So both Kellys up there just because of the whole idol thing. And she had a mid-challenge confessional, which we don't see that often. And I love that whole challenge idol thing. I didn't think I'd like it as much. It really was, you're like yelling at the TV or, the computer screen in our case. Like, go get the idol. Like, come on, go for it. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, the intro was nice. I didn't think that twist was it wasn't a twist, just the rice on the other boat. I thought that was gonna be kind of dull. Just kind of okay, they're going after it. But it was fun to see everyone get into it right away. They're grabbing bananas, they're grabbing chickens. Kelly starts to swim out first, then Joe, and then Woo. Just like, okay, I have the most energy. That's what it was about. It was about, who can stay on the boat the longest, pretty much. Woo got there. He just hugged it. I thought maybe he'd have to untie it or something. He just hugs the rice, and that was that.
Yeah, and that was a really cool intro. I mean, it was good to see everybody get that into it right off the bat, and it wasn't like the heroes versus villains where it was a lot of animosity between the cast members. It was just a lot of they're so excited to be there, and I don't know if that makes for better or worse TV, but I was definitely involved in this and thought this was one of the better openings of that the show's had. I thought that was a really cool right before the commercial break. Then we got a credit sequence. I mean, we even got a sequence where they actually went through the cast. When was the last time that happened? I mean, they really wanted to go with the fans on this season, I feel like, at least at the beginning.
It's been a while. Jeff did say they're going to do the full intro just for the premiere, especially because
Mhm.
there's a 90-minute premiere. They have some extra time. There's only one tribal council. So I wasn't too surprised about that. That's not going to come back the rest of the season, though. Maybe in the finale, but I doubt it. Jeff said we want to give you, extra show. We don't want to waste time showing you an intro that we just saw. We know who's playing. So let's, I guess, get into it. I wrote some things down. I don't know if you have little comments. I think the first thing was Jeff talked to Kelly and said, how often does that replay in your head? And Kelly said every day. And I did not, is she putting on for everyone else like I'm here to play, or is that true?
I don't know if she's putting on. It seemed like she was the least interested out of everybody before the game. But tonight's episode, they didn't force confessionals down our throat from Kelly. I feel like Kelly was into it the whole time, and I think she really wants this chance. I mean, her stepping up, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but her stepping up for the immunity challenge, if she's stepping up for the immunity challenge there, I almost feel like she's like, hey, guys, let me take over. Like, I really want to do this, and I want to prove myself. I don't feel like she's there just to be there this time. And that's kind of how I thought she was going to play the game. I was impressed with Kelly Wigglesworth tonight.
Yeah, I was really impressed too. The challenge thing, yeah, did she just do it because she had failed before and this is her second chance? Could you see production saying, all right, Kelly has to be the one, even though the challenge wasn't even a repeat? It was such a different challenge, by the way. The only thing that was similar about it was there was fire and torches, and then it was called the same thing. But a lot of different elements. We'll get to the challenge later.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you think Savage was having flashbacks when he had to build the stick to get through? You think he was having flashbacks to he's definitely going to lose, and he's imagining Lil running around the island again?
Yeah, I mean, how many players could have flashbacks to something where you're tying sticks together to get a key?
Oh, yeah,
that's probably in half of the seasons. So,
yeah.
And then Spencer comes in at the end. But yeah, we'll get to the challenge. I just still can't get a read on Kelly Wigglesworth because, like you were saying, she seems so not into it preseason, and now, she's into it, but it's not like she's going gangbusters, strategizing. She's still playing the old school way. But it seems like she's doing. I mean, she voted for Abby, right? She wasn't in the majority of the vote.
Vote for Abby. Yep.
But when she lost the challenge, everyone was kind of, you're okay. You're not going home tonight, Kelly. We like you. You're a legend. So I think she'll be fine. And we already have a comment right now saying Kelly Wigglesworth for MVP. It might be jumping the gun, but just as a reminder, do comment. We will pretty much read every one of the comments because not that many people listen live. So comment your thoughts, questions, anything you want to say. We'll read it and respond. So
yeah, and this year we're gonna have most valuable and least valuable. So yeah, you can put in Kelly Wigglesworth for most valuable, but don't forget to put a least valuable, and it can't be the person who was voted off. So it can't be Vitas. But yeah, I thought that she really surprised me. And with Wigglesworth, even at the beginning, like when she's sitting there, I was thinking the same thing you were. I'm like, she's playing this up. She doesn't really care. She's not as into it as that. But I think that her old school way of thinking matches up well with that tribe. And I think she really did come out there again for the adventure again, but she also realized that she has to play socially this time. Because the first time she talked to Colleen, and that was really it. She didn't really like the people she was aligned with. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't like the people that she was actually in an alliance with, and I think this time she wants to like the people that she's going to go far with.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree she's playing kind of a better game so far, I guess. She does like her tribe, and she does fit well. That leads into the next thing I jotted down. I didn't think this would become huge right away, is the no school versus new school, and this is taking place on the Bayonne camp. Terry is probably, I guess, he's the one who talks. That's Takeo? Man, I keep getting mixed up. Terry is all about this. They didn't really vote together, though. So how much stock do you put in this new school versus old school thing? And then Spencer has his line, I'm a new school player, but I'm an all school fan. I thought that was pretty funny. Good quote there from Spencer. How do you see this playing out?
If I had to guess right now, I think how this is going to play out. I think they showed this Spencer-Terry thing for a reason. I think that there's a reason Spencer and Terry were shaking hands, and Spencer didn't vote with Terry, and neither did Jeff Varner. I think that Spencer and Varner both had their eyes on Vitas before this game even started. And I think that when they heard it was between Vitas and Abby Maria, they kind of said to themselves, we can get rid of Abby Maria whenever the hell we want. Let's get rid of Vitas now because he's going to be harder to get rid of later. So I actually think Spencer and Varner, although they voted with the girls there, I wouldn't be surprised to see them flop back to the old school players because I do think that those old school guys get along a little bit better with Wigglesworth and Terry and Varner. And then on top of that, you add in Spencer and Wu. I really do think that that has a better chance of being a long-term alliance than Varner and Spencer staying with Shireen, Abby Maria, and I can't even think of who the other one was.
Kelly Wentworth.
Yeah, Kelly Wentworth. Although I do think Spencer and Kelly Wentworth definitely are tight. Like I think
they seemed really tight. They were like smiling at each other in the shelter.
Yeah.
Maybe a little romance there.
That would be cool.
Probably not.
No, but it would be cool. Anyway.
So what about the shelter building versus beach people? Does that fall right in line with old school, new school, or because Wu was building the shelter? Wu was building the shelter. Spencer was building the shelter. So I don't know. It's obviously it's too early to tell. But I think Spencer is in a way better spot than I thought he'd be in. I was kind of worried he might go first heading into this premiere just because, we kept hearing about Varner, Vitas, Wigglesworth, and Terry kind of having this alliance.
Yeah.
Vitas Varner's the one who flipped on it.
Yeah, Varner must have seen something better. I don't know what he saw. I don't really know why he did it. Maybe he just thought Vitas was really bigger. Yeah. That's true.
Shireen and Spencer, they were working him hard. That was such kind of. Did you buy Varner when he said, "I don't know how to play the game. It's season 2. I don't know what I'm doing." That was all show because we've seen his pregame stuff.
He knows exactly what he's doing. I think physically it's going to be over his head a little bit, but no, he's in this hard till the end. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's playing up the dumb guy because he doesn't want them to realize that he's thinking as much as he is. Like he's playing this game hard. And I think physically it's just a little over his head. I think that's really it. But if you want to jump real quick, you talk about Spencer, and he's in a better position than we thought. You could go to the other tribe right now and talk Steven. Between Steven and Spencer, we always knew those were like the strategic threats that people were going to look for. Steven's not in a good spot at all. Steven, it's like Tocantins all over again.
Yeah, but I'm not really buying this whole Steven's in trouble thing. He wasn't there for the fire, which was pretty weird. I mean, unless they somehow edited it out where the angle just didn't show Steven. He was out looking for the idol, and he didn't even find anything, which is not good. I really thought when they were showing Steven looking around, he was going to find something pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure even in the in like the description for the episode, I'm pretty sure that it even said that somebody finds the idol and doesn't know what to like do with it, or like they have like the whole problem because it's hidden like right under their nose. So once they showed Steven, I'm like, oh, there's no doubt. He's going to find it right now, and good for Steven. That's how he's going to work his way back in. When he didn't get it, I was really shocked. I really thought that was going to be like his thing.
Yeah, and him trying to break the log. I mean, Steven is this Survivor pro, right? It's not like he hasn't been out there. I was so confused when he said, I can't do anything. I can't build shelter. I can't do the palm fronds, like the weaving. It's like it seemed really odd to me. It seemed kind of played up and a little, I don't know, produced almost.
I think it was to contrast Savage. How Savage chopped down the tree and pushed it down, and then here's Steven trying to break this stick in half, which was great. That was great editing. Like, to show those two things back to back. And I think that was supposed to be the contrast of, like, here's the macho man, and then here's Steven. We all know Steven's not that nerdy. We watched him play the first time. Like, yeah, he's nerdy, but Steven can hold his own in challenges and against a really physical cast like Tocantins was. I mean, he held his own and made it all the way to second place. So he's not just a nerd. He's not just out there without any clue. I think they're playing it up a little bit.
Yeah, and then even he says, maybe my narrative this season is that, I'm the nerd who doesn't fit in with the buff guys, and I, kick everybody's ass. So maybe there is something to that. It's weird that they even show him talking about the narrative, and the narrative essentially means how you're going to be edited. So it was almost him talking to the camera about his edit, and then they included it. So pretty meta viewing going on right now.
Yeah. What else you got there?
Where's my bracelet?
Where's my bracelet? That was great. And you know what? If you're on that TKO tribe, you have to be sitting there thinking, Abby Marie has done this before. She pretty much did it to RC back in Philippines. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I'm pretty sure this is almost exactly what happened. And now here she is out here doing it to PG, and people had to be thinking Abby Marie is up to her tricks. I think Abby Marie might even put it in the bag. Like, who knows? Seemed like they all had their own bags. Abby Maria loses track of hers and loses her name tag. That seems sketchy. Like, I don't get that.
And she was talking about this bracelet as if it's this all-important thing that she can't like a canteen or something. Where's my canteen? I need water. Like maybe that would have some, value, but it's just this stupid gold bracelet. She's like, the gold's not real, but it gives me superpowers. And she was getting so mad. And then when she eventually found it in PG's bag, which, I mean, must have been going through everybody's bag, she kept saying, oh, I'm not going to play like last time. I'm going to give her the benefit of doubt. And then proceeds to go around to every person on her tribe and say, yo, PG stole my bracelet. You know what? Maybe she didn't. So you don't need to go around and tell people that. If you really are choosing to play differently, you wouldn't have gone around and pretty much spread rumors the whole time that PG stole something from your bag.
Yeah, and it was savvy by PG to actually confront Abby Maria instead of having Abby Maria confront her, because PG went over and kind of tried to calm it down, and she looked like the sane one, which isn't hard to do when you're dealing with Abby Maria, but that was a better social move by PG than we probably saw in all of China.
Yeah, I'm proud of PG for going, hey, look, I mean, there's a bunch of bags. He probably had the bracelet. I didn't see a name on it. I probably put all my stuff in it, and I didn't even think twice about a bracelet. I'm glad you found it. And then she kept using this phrase, the benefit of the doubt, but it was just so dishonest. You could tell she really didn't trust PG for that reason about her bracelet. And in the preview, do we talk about the previews? I feel like we do.
Yeah, we can talk about the previews. That's fine. Why not?
I mean, some people choose not to watch them, and I understand that, but they never give anything away, really. They really don't. Yeah. It's just kind of stuff to talk about. It shows like Abby Maria blowing up on PG, and it seems like she's just doing the same thing that she's done. Yeah. And
I think PG is going to end up winning this little feud here, because I think on that tribe, PG can also fit in with the old schoolers. Abby Maria is never going to fit in with the old schoolers. I think PG can, and I think that's why PG can kind of work through this, because now if you're in Terry, Wigglesworth, even Wu, because you all voted together, you're sitting there thinking, well, if we can't really trust Varner and we can't really trust Spencer, why not try to get somebody like PG, who Abby Maria is just at the throat of?
Yeah, and it's interesting. Yeah, Abby Maria can't fit in with the old school. I don't think she can fit in the new school either. I think she just can't fit in with people in general. So It does not look good for Abby Maria. She got votes already tonight. I guess the only thing working for her is that she's just not a threat at all. People say, we can get rid of her later. Let's pull a fast one on somebody, and that's kind of what happened to Vitas tonight. I mean, if you really wanted to build tribe strength and unity, Abby Maria is the person you want gone.
Easily.
Like Vitas, manipulative, disruptive, maybe, but not like Abby Maria. I mean, she was already starting stuff on day one.
And I think that might be why Varner and Spencer did it, because they know Vitas is a threat to win the game. He could easily have won this game had they let him last long enough. Abby Maria is never going to win the game. They all probably sat there on the beach, and really everybody else surprised me. Nobody tonight. I know we've been a little bit harder on like Kimmy and Shireen and PG and Abby Maria and Cass, but like the only one who annoyed me tonight was Abby Maria, and she was the only one who seemed like she didn't learn from her first game. And they were all probably like, you know what, we'll get rid of her some other time. And the old school way of thinking is let's just get rid of her now because it's annoying, but they can get rid of her whenever they want.
Well, it's interesting you bring up Shireen, because I think Shireen, not that she had a terrible episode by any means, but she did go back to her old ways, it seems, pretty quickly. And she's not someone who's had a lot of time to reflect on her season and how to change and be better. But she was just getting Jeff Varner's ear, just rambling, calling out connections and numbers and just rambling on. And it seemed like Varner was pretty annoyed by it.
And what's cool about Varner, what's interesting about Varner here is Varner's playing off like he doesn't know it. Yet we know Varner had a connection with every single person before this game started. So this is Varner playing the game, pretending he doesn't know what's going on to them in person. But we know pre-game, all we've seen is that Varner was doing everything.
So I feel like that would be so annoying if all these connections you already have put together, and then someone comes up to you and just starts rambling them off one at a time. Oh, Vitas is with Sierra. I saw Vitas is tight with Terry because of the brother. And Varner's like, I didn't even think of that. It's like, he totally did. That would tick me off. It doesn't look like Shireen learned from this episode, doesn't look like she learned from season 30.
Yeah, and like you said, though, she hasn't had that much time to reflect. I feel like that's like where her biggest hindrance comes from, because all the other castaways, like Kimmy has had, 15 years to look back and say, you know what, this is where I messed up. And Kimmy tonight seemed like everybody liked Kimmy. It seemed like everybody was getting along fine with Kimmy. Now, I mean, I know it's only 3 days, but The only one that we really got to see on Bayonne that looked like they were the outcast was Steven. Everybody else seemed like they were fun. So you have all that going on, and then you just have Abby Maria and I guess Shireen a little bit, but Shireen wasn't really in trouble tonight. So
yeah, she wasn't in trouble. I'm just saying you can see that there is that Shireen there that can take people off really easily, and that she does talk a lot. And one of the problems I think with Shireen is that she kind of has this big excuse of, why her season didn't go well. She was bullied, by Will and by Dan. And that's kind of the big thing about her season. That's her big moment on the show. And so she can look back at season 3 and be like, yeah, but people were mean to me then. People aren't mean anymore. So I don't need to change. And she's blaming it on other people and not looking inward. I need to be more social. I can't ramble on and on, or that will get annoying to some people. It's yet to be seen, but I can't say I liked what I saw from Shireen tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Shireen fan, so I was kind of happy that we got a small dose of Shireen, and I think I was worried that this season was going to be a huge dose of Shireen and a huge dose of Joe, and we got a big dose of Joe, but while we were getting the big dose of Joe, it was a lot through other people's eyes. Like, it was through Jeremy and through Savage and through Tasha. Like, it was through everybody else that we were getting this huge dose of Joe. Last season, I mean, this season, I really thought it was going to be a lot of Joe talking and a lot of Shireen talking, because everybody was going to remember them from the most recent seasons.
Yeah, let's talk about this Alpha Male Alliance on the Bayonne tribe. That's right. Or did I mess it up again?
No, that's right. This time we got it. It's not Bayonne or whatever we kept saying. It's Bayonne.
Bayonne. So we have Jeremy, Joe, and Savage, and they talk about that a fair amount. But there's a tribe of 10. 3 people isn't really anything. So I'm not sure what their plans are. Jeremy mentioned, I think, Fishbach, and Savage, I don't trust him, because Jeremy knows Fishbach's a threat. So it would be so if Savage wasn't getting in Jeremy's ear saying, I'm afraid of Fishbach, I don't trust him, Steven could join right in with those guys. There'd be no problem.
And I still wouldn't be surprised if Steven did join in with those guys. My thing with that alliance is Jeremy was hustling. And Jeremy got right in Keith's ear, and I think Keith is just willing to follow whoever he can get. So I wouldn't be surprised if Keith was aligned with them. And then Jeremy also mentioned Tasha because he thought that she was the strongest woman. So there's 5. I mean, they do have 5. It's just about finding a 6th, which won't be that hard to do, I feel like, on that tribe.
Yeah, but when you kept seeing everyone hang out, there is what people say. Jeremy said, yeah, we got Tasha. Did Tasha talk about it all that much? I mean, when they showed the camp scenes, she was sitting by Cass and Monica Padilla weaving the pompons. I think that's more indicative of who's together. It's who's hanging out with each other. And they kind of showed those 3 guys off, chopping wood. And maybe this is because they do different chores. That could totally be it. But I didn't see much interaction between Tasha and Savage, or Tasha and Keith, or, Tasha and Joe, except when Joe made fire and everybody loves Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody loves Joe. We get it. Like, he gets the hero edit again. Like, it's always Joe.
I mean,
we get it.
He did start the fire in the same exact way.
I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying, like, we get Joe as the man. Like, that's why everybody loves Joe. They're all going to flock to Joe. I think Joe's in a pretty good position. He got lucky to be on that tribe. But I do think that, like, that Bayonne, like, little alliance there, I don't think we got to see so much of it because they didn't lose. And I feel like we would have seen a lot more had they lost, because we would have had to have seen, are they going to vote out? Who are they going to vote out right away? You know what I mean? Are they going to vote out Cass? Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to vote out Kimmy? Are they going to vote out Monica? Like, or Sierra even. We didn't really get to see so much of it. So, we'll see when they lose a challenge, if they ever lose one, because it seems like they're mixing it up at 18. So they might not even lose.
Right, and this is a tribe we thought was going to be stronger from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right?
And they looked stronger the whole time.
Yeah. Basically, going into the challenge, you knew that Takeo was going to lose, just because you pretty much had a lot of names were thrown around on Takeo. You had Vitas was annoying everybody with his yoga. You have Abby Maria with her whole bracelet thing going around. PG's name came up because Abby Maria is mad. I think Shireen's name might have come up. I'm not sure. So you had names kind of being tossed around there. I was a little bit worried for Spencer in the beginning. There's a lot of options on that tribe. For Bayonne, it was just Steven, and that was it. There was no one else even mentioned as like who I want gone. It was purely on Steven, so you knew they were probably going to win, because if they lose, that would be way too obvious, and they tend to not do that.
Yeah, and Steven, I feel like they're playing up Steven a little bit as like he's the underdog now. So will his arc be that he can make it far, or is he going to be the next boot? I don't think Steven's going to be the next boot. Personally, I don't think that Bayonne tribe loses next week. I think we'll actually get to see if there's like still that true division and somebody like Terry goes home next week or Wigglesworth goes home next week, or if Varner and Spencer flop back and they vote off Abby Maria and Abby Maria's just gone then, or it could be, PG or Shireen or somebody, it'll be interesting to really see next week.
Yeah, one vote. It's like week 1 of the NFL. You don't really know how good the team is because they've only played one opponent. We don't really know what everyone's side they're on just because they've only voted once. So
yeah, exactly.
And we had just one more thing before we get to the challenge. We had Joga. That is the first hashtag used. And Joe does not get the point for that because he didn't say it. It was Tasha who said it. So if you're keeping track at home for the prop bet game, it would be Tasha who gets the points there. We're going to review all the prop bet stuff on Monday. We're going to go over the scores, the leaderboards for that. We're going to do our power rankings and predictions episode. That's going to be on Monday. So we'll get to that later. I think we had around 120 entries, 130 maybe. So good job, everybody, for getting your entry in.
Yeah, thanks for entering. And I think the Vetus thing was weird to me because everybody knew that that's what Vetus was going to do, and I just don't think Vetus was aware that that was what was going to happen. Like, I don't think that that people saw through what he did the last time, and he even said, last time I was on a tribe with women, they wanted to get me out, and I kind of got back into their good graces. Well, everybody saw you do that. Nobody's buying it this time. And when you have, really opinionated women on the tribe, they're not just going to sit there and be like, oh, Vetus, you're so great. They want people – they don't want to be constantly, being shown yoga moves and ridiculous stuff like that. It was just weird. I didn't get Vetus's whole strategy coming into this. It was very bizarre. And Kelly Wentworth's, reactions to it were just fantastic. Spencer was sitting there. I don't even think Spencer could look up. And then when he sits down, Vetus sits down on the shelter, and, Abby Maria couldn't move away fast enough. It was just too good. It was too funny.
And then you have, the opposite thing happening on the other tribe with Joe just leading this yoga session, and everyone's digging it. I mean, who would you rather do a yoga class with, Joe or Vetus? I
don't know, man. Probably Vetus, because I wouldn't be looking at him the whole time. With Joe, I'd be questioning my manliness, because I'd just be how the hell? Look at the hair, look at the body. What was it? It was Tasha who was saying oh my God, Joe, I can't look away. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'd rather do it with Vetus, just so that I wouldn't be as tempted. My God.
Yeah, but Vetus is going to be flirting with you too.
That's true.
That was the Vetus problem. It worked for him so well last time that he's why don't I do this again? And then everyone just was you are BSing everybody right now. Enough. And he just kept going on. It reminded me of the Shireen Monkey thing, where she would just keep bringing it up, and people are oh my God, shut up. And Vetus kept doing these new yoga moves. You can do it on the shelter. You could do it on the tree. You can do it on the log.
And his really tight underwear too, really tight. Oh, what was it? Abby, you don't want to look at his idol or something? I don't remember who said that, but whoever said that was really funny. One of the girls said, well, you don't want to look at his idol, and that was really funny. I mean, I don't know. To Vetus's credit, he was a huge threat coming into this. So, yeah, he was going to have to play a little bit harder, but he didn't have to play this hard. He put a huge target. He put an even bigger target on his back because it was just getting bizarre. It was like skeevy. What was the word Shireen used? Smarmy? I don't even know what that word means. I don't even know if it's a real word, but it totally works.
I can give you a good word. Vince-like.
Yes, it was Vince-like. That's perfect. It was stop. It was uncomfortable watching him, and he did not need to do. I mean, I can't believe he really played that hard, and it wasn't he just did it and that's his personality. He had a confessional saying, "Look, this is what I'm gonna do." Went out and did it, got caught, and then voted out. It wasn't he just had bad luck. People don't like his personality. He did not need to play that hard. He could have let Abby Maria just dig herself a hole, and he could have just buried her with the sand. Instead, he dug his own hole and got himself kicked out. Do you want to go to the challenge or anything else pre-challenge? Well, I just want to say like another thing with Vetus, like you got to be aware with the people that you're on the tribe with. You're on a tribe with Abby Maria, who's insane. And then you're on a tribe with Shireen, who, if you start acting like that, especially with what just happened on her season, like you have to be aware that on her season, she was just treated like crap by people like Will. And, I don't even remember, like that season was just a mess with Shireen being bullied. And she wasn't being bullied by Vetus, but I think she was so creeped out by Vetus, and Vetus had to see this coming. Like, you're on a tribe with Shireen, you're on a tribe like who says that she's had like a history with domestic abuse and stuff. Like you're freaking her out. Like that's weird. Like the stuff you're doing, the constant touching and like it was weird. Like it was just too weird. And he had to be more aware like of who the girls on his tribe were. He wasn't on a tribe with like a bunch of moms where he could like warm up to them. And he wasn't on a tribe with a bunch of girls who were like, "Oh, you're so charming." He was on a tribe with like really independent, opinionated women. Like, what are you doing there? Like he did not understand that at all.
Yeah, I see what you're saying a little bit. I don't think it had much to do with Shireen, like domestic violence, problem with males in the past issue. I think the issue with Shireen is like, I see right through it. You are being manipulative consciously. I am a smart woman. I can pick that up. I think that's what was coming from Shireen.
I'm not saying so much. I don't want it to be like I'm saying that it was because of like domestic abuse. I'm just saying like on his tribe, like what he was trying to pull could work with the girls on the other tribe. Like it's not going to work this time with the backgrounds and the types of women that are on this tribe. Like it's just not going to work this time. And he had to see that coming because he has seen these people play.
And everyone's seen him play. They saw him do the same thing.
Exactly.
And yeah, like you said, it was a bunch of moms last time. Now it's like women your own age, which makes it makes it really, flirty, and that you're hitting on them using yoga. You're no Joe, Vetus. You are no Joe.
Yeah.
Yoga is better than Vetus yoga.
Vetus, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we can go to
this challenge. So this challenge is not the one that we thought it was going to be. I mean, it was not Quest for Fire.
Oh, it was definitely not like the original Quest for Fire. Even the one they spiced it up a little bit when they did it in All Stars. But yeah, this was not at all like I thought that it was just going to be them doing the flames and stuff. And then I saw them with the cage thing. I like that they did that though because they had to add another element to it. Otherwise, it's a boring challenge. Like it really is. One team gets ahead and it's over.
Yeah, and I mean we talked about this. Also, for just shooting purposes, they like go into a jungle and you can't really see what's happening. They did it at night last time, right? Or it was like sunset.
Yeah, I think that might have been the first season. I don't think they did that in All Stars. They might.
No, I'm talking about the first. I'm talking about the first season.
Yeah. Yeah, when they did it in the first season, it was at night.
Yeah. So I like that they changed it, but to say this is Kelly's redemption, can she do it again? And this is not what this is. I mean, they had no tying sticks last time, right? Unless I'm just remembering wrong.
No, it was the challenge last time was literally you walked with the thing, and they lit the torches along the way, and then whoever finished first won. And like Jeff Probst didn't narrate it, like there was nothing going on. It was just them doing that. And I forget, I think it was Sonia. She like fell when they came out, and then the torch fell into the water, and that was really it. Like that was the end of the challenge, and that's why they lost. It had nothing to do with Kelly Wigglesworth the first time. Like she did nothing wrong. It's not the reason she got voted out of the game. Like.
Yeah, of course. She made it to the end. It's like the first challenge literally meant nothing. And now that you pointed out, the Jeff not narrating is so weird when you go back and watch that. It's just so odd to see a challenge where it's just kind of like music in the background and people are running with fire. And season 1.
But this was cool. This, with the added element of Kelly Wentworth after she found the idol clue, this was really cool because we all knew exactly where that was, and that adds a complete other element to this challenge, which I didn't think was going to work as well as it did. I mean, it worked really well here because, like you said, you're screaming at your TV, like, just grab the thing. It's right there. It's right there. And I thought she did this perfectly. I thought she did it right when it was at the most intense and everybody was paying attention to that. She just snuck back real quick, grabbed it, and slipped it in the back of her pants, and nobody had a clue because nobody was looking at anything except for, Kelly Wigglesworth trying to get the cape.
I didn't realize how far away or how close it was to her. When they were standing on the mat watching the whole key drama, I didn't realize how close it was. I thought it was a good maybe 10 feet away. It was right there. So I do respect her strategy of waiting until it's at the most tense moment. But what I do want to say about this is not something I expected to love about this. And I knew I'd be saying, oh, grab it, that's going to be intense, all that. But a lot of times in challenges, you can be like, okay, we know who's going to win, and that's the end of it. And you kind of watch to see, just to make sure you see who wins. And it's Survivor. You're not turning it off by any means. But you watch the challenge, and it's like it's one of the lamer parts of the show once you know who's going to win. And especially tonight where, it's, like we said earlier, it could be Steven on one tribe or a whole bunch of people on the other. We knew that tribe that had a bunch of names coming up was going to go to tribal. We had heard way more about them. So this kind of saves those dud challenges when you already know who's going, because there's now this huge element: is someone going to find the idol? You can know the winner of a challenge, and now you have to watch every second of the challenge. So kudos to this working just brilliantly.
Yeah, it really did work brilliantly. And like the way Kelly Wentworth did it, where she waited till the most important part, that was awesome. Now my question is, does production go next week, hide another clue at the beach, and will there be more idols, or is that the only one? Like, are there going to be more now? Because this isn't one of those things where like, oh, I got a clue and it's in the same spot. Like, these are at different challenges every single time. So if it's at a different challenge next time, somebody from that tribe should be able to go find one again, right? Like, this is different than normal. Like, I want to know, is everybody going to have an idol at some point here?
Well, now for like, Kelly knows this, and she is the only one out of 19 people remaining in the game that knows the idols are at challenges. So this works for her in two ways. Well, three ways. Number one way, she already has the idol. That's great. Second way, she knows that there's going to be a new clue, because that clue was so direct and specific where it was regarding that very challenge. You're not going to have that same post in the next challenge. I doubt it. So she's going to be looking for a new clue. And even if she doesn't find the clue, she knows there's going to be an idol there, and she can kind of,
she can be looking for it.
Look for it. And I know we've been hearing that they're going to look different. We never got to see the idol tonight. We don't know how they're going to look different. They can be sticks, they can be rocks. We think they can be just anything, really. That's what Jeff said pregame. So that will be interesting to see whether Kelly is like, hey, that would be a perfect spot for a challenge idol. That's what might happen. People are going to be getting idols without clues at challenges.
Yeah, if Kelly can think like that, I mean, she could just be looking, and she might fall down in a challenge and just stumble upon where an idol is and be like, oh, let me grab that because now I know it's there. Like, she's going to be looking hard for it, and nobody else has a clue. Like, nobody else has any idea this is happening. How paranoid, though, are you if you're Kelly?
A literal clue.
Yeah, exactly. And how paranoid are you if you're Kelly, you slip that in the back of your pants, and then Jeff says, oh, we're going right to tribal. Like, so you don't even have like a chance to like put this away somewhere. Like, you're just going right from there, right to tribal. And it's like, damn, like I'm sitting here with this idol in my pocket. And it's like, did anybody notice? Which I think she knew nobody noticed, but still, like, she didn't even get to hide it anywhere or anything.
That's what I want to see what this idol looks like. Like, what's the shape of it? Where did she exactly put it? She just put it in like her pants?
It looked like she just put it in the back of her pants.
Shorts?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it was so suspenseful. I didn't think she was going to grab it for the longest time. I mean, she keeps turning around, and I thought it was going to be way farther away. I thought she missed her shot once she walked by it.
So did I, and I hate in-game confessionals, like in-challenge confessionals. I thought this one worked really well because I thought that once they put that up there, Kelly had no chance of getting it. And I don't know if I'm just dumb for thinking like that, but I thought that once they said that, it was kind of like Kelly missed her chance. Like you said, like it's too far away. She's done. So for her to then go and find it, I was really surprised, and I thought that was almost like a trick edit where you didn't really expect it to come up.
Yeah, that was awesome TV. I can't wait. This is now I don't know when it's going to stop. We can't have. Are they going to be reward challenges too, or just immunity challenges? Probably just immunity.
Yeah.
Okay, so plus and with all the tribe swapping and stuff, we don't really know exactly. I guess we're gonna have what, 6 or 7, 8 of these. Are there gonna be 8 idols out here?
There's gonna be a lot of idols out there. There's gonna be a lot. You gotta think, if it goes to 3 tribes, that means that they're hiding 3 idols at every challenge.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's in like one place, and that'd be really cool. You have 2 people, one person on each. Let's say Steven found the clue, and then Kelly found the clue, and it wasn't in a tribe, structure. It's just kind of in a communal place. I don't know where it would have been in this challenge because they had separate stuff, separate courses, separate torches. But they do have a lot of communal challenge where people run across things and use the same stuff. So That would be really cool if there's only one and 2 or even 3 people know about it and have to battle it out. You can see 2 people in the middle of a challenge just fighting over something. Everyone's like, "What's going on? This isn't even part of the challenge."
Exactly. It's gonna add a whole nother element that seems like it's gonna work really, really well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it looks like too. Well, we'll find out. Hopefully, we'll find out next week. Maybe not. Maybe Kelly will just have a confessional saying I buried it, something like that. Anything else on this challenge? I mean, it was pretty simple.
Yeah, it wasn't that crazy. I mean, we kind of knew that Tekiao was going to lose, and then Bayonne, they move on. You know, nobody goes home from there, and then it was kind of just like going into tribal. Is it going to be Vitas? Is it going to be Abby Maria? Because I think it was really narrowed down to those 2. I didn't really have a doubt in my mind that Shireen or PG was in trouble, even though they were the only other 2 names that really got brought up.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I thought. Did you think immediately Vitas once it was over?
Yeah, I kind of did. I was really getting Vitas vibes. I don't really know why, but it seemed to me like they were playing up the creepy Vitas thing almost a little too much, where it was like, this guy has to go. And there was enough ammunition against him. There were enough people that were going to get rid of him. So I wasn't too surprised that he went.
Yeah, I wasn't either. If Abby had gone home, though, I wouldn't have been like, wow, I thought it was going to be Vitas. I could see either one of them going pretty easily there.
Yeah.
Tribal, I mean, we don't have one of the most fun parts of any Survivor episode is the scrambling before Tribal. That's where a lot of deals and votes and strategies go down that we like to break down and talk about. We didn't really have that here. So I guess we can talk about Tribal Council. I know our feeds kind of were going in and out at that point. A lot of generic questions. Jeff isn't pushing the theme so hard, but it definitely has came up twice where it's like, oh, I have to, play for all these fans that voted me in. There's so much pressure. I don't really think that's that big of a deal. I think people just want to win for themselves. They're going to play their hardest anyway. That people aren't playing any differently because fans voted them in. But Jeff keeps bringing it up.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff keeps bringing it up, but this is an easy one to bring up because everybody, like, it's in the title where it's second chances, and it's something that's going to get brought up because it is their second chance. It's not like brains, bronze, and beauty where it's like, oh, yeah, I'm the brains, I'm the brawn, I'm the beauty. Like, this is – everybody knows that this is their second chance. Like, so this is an easy one to constantly bring up. And I'm not sure what the name of the episode was here, but if it was, like, second chance, that does not count as somebody getting an episode title quote because everybody said second chance tonight, so that does not count. It has to be, like, an exact quote that we can spot for the bootless game. For the prop bet game. No way.
What was the episode title?
I don't know. I got to look it up.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too.
Well, yeah, I guess on back, it's looking like Kelly Wentworth got the most confessionals this episode with 7. And somebody just posted in 5 episodes on San Juan del Sur, Kelly Wentworth, I'm sorry, not Wigglesworth, Wentworth, got 6 confessionals in 5 episodes. 1 episode into this season, she got 7. Funny how editing.
She had 7?
That's what they're saying. Kelly Wentworth had 7. That's what it looks like. I mean, these might not be exact because some of them look off. But as of right now, that's like the main number that's popped up for Kelly Wentworth.
Wow, I wonder how many people had that in the prop bet. I would almost say 0 out of
I never would have thought Kelly Wentworth.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelly Wentworth was the most popular winner pick in the prop bet game.
Because it's almost like a safe winner pick, even though it's not. But, like, she comes in with not a huge target, and she comes in with enough knowledge about the game. Whereas then, like, but she's not a huge personality. I almost thought Wentworth was going to get sort of like a Monica type deal where she gets 1 or 2 confessionals. No way did I think she would end up with the most on this season, like in that episode, in the premiere of like one of the biggest seasons Survivor's ever had. It ends up going to Kelly Wentworth. Like, I did not see that coming.
Okay, so I have the episode title.
What is it?
It is Second Chance.
Yeah, so no. Nobody gets it for episode 1. We'll move on from there. Episode 2 is called Survivor MacGyver.
I was just going to ask if you wanted me to spoil that.
Oh, no, I just saw it anyway. It was right underneath.
That's probably a quote.
That's definitely – somebody's going to call themselves Survivor MacGyver.
Or someone else calls somebody else Survivor. Who is that talking about, though? Is it Keith? Is it Joe?
It's talking about Joe. I think it's 100% talking about Joe as MacGyver.
I was thinking Joe, but maybe Keith because Keith has all these knacks and is good at stuff.
Yeah, it could be really about any of it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I don't think you would really call like I can't really see Kelly Wigglesworth being called MacGyver. Like it just doesn't fit. There's like some other name that you would drop there.
Yeah. So yeah, Tribal was pretty. I mean, Wu did call out Abby. It was clear he was voting for Abby. Abby said it would be heartbreaking. Nothing really that crazy happened at Tribal Council. Vitus's reaction, he just stood there. Was like, he's just with a smile, just grimacing, like, "Oh my God, I am the first one out of Survivor Second Chance." That's gotta hurt.
It does have to hurt, and it's almost like he kind of took it as it was like a respect vote. Like they kind of saw me as a threat, which I get him thinking that way because he had to have known that before this game even started. People were saying, Vitus and Sierra coming from that same season, and Vitus is really well connected. Like, he had to know that he was in a little bit of trouble coming into it. It definitely has to hurt going before like Abby Maria though. And you mentioned Wu. Just to like point out another one, we kept saying that Shireen didn't really change and Abby Maria didn't learn. Wu did not learn. Wu was no different than last time. I mean, Wu's on the wrong side of the numbers. Seems like he's in over his head, and he ends up voting on the wrong way. He really looks shocked after it happens. Like, I just think Wu is completely over his head for the second straight time.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like he was. Is he a part of that Shelter Alliance? Or
yeah, I would say he probably is. I think that he kind of went in with the old schoolers more than the new. I think he has more in common with the old schoolers than he does the new schoolers.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Spencer there, and I think if Spencer needs a number, he can go to Wu and say, "Look, Wu, I know what I'm doing. You really don't. So vote with me, and let's make things happen."
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I'm thinking that this whole Spencer Varner thing, voting out Vitus, I don't think that's the end of it. I don't think that that's where they're solidified. I don't think this is a 6. I don't think this is now a 6 against 3. I think that this could easily turn into a 5-4 the opposite way. Or even a 5-4 still that way, but I don't think that this is a solid 6-3 on that tribe. I think that Vitus was just kind of, a little snaky, and they didn't really want that.
Yeah, no, and especially when you don't have time to like solidify numbers and discuss things before tribal, I can see things changing very quickly. And we do have a tribe dissolved at 18. We're almost certain of. So things aren't going to stay the same for a while. And not only for these early episodes, I think the whole season, it's going to be a very dynamic alliances, people going back and forth. Because everyone's connected everybody in different weird ways. So who knows? It was a great first episode. Do you want to get to some comments here? Do you have any last comments on the episode?
No, we can get to some comments. We have 15 of them right now. I guess we'll just go from the first comment through. At the bottom here, Cole Jordan says best episode ever. That's a little exaggerated. It was definitely cool, but I don't know if it was the best episode ever.
Yeah, I mean, where's it rank in premieres? I don't think nothing huge happened.
No, it's not better. It's obviously not going to be better than the Heroes versus Villains premiere, I don't think. And even as much as I hate the season, I think the Redemption Island premiere was probably better. The Redemption Island premiere
Cagayan was better.
Cagayan premiere was great. That doesn't help though, because that was also a 2-hour episode with 2 boots. Right? Was that a 2-hour episode with 2 boots? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I think so, but still the first hour was still great. I mean,
yeah, the first hour was fantastic. Yeah, so I wouldn't even – I mean, it's probably like a top 10 premiere. I mean, it's just exciting to finally see it happen after waiting for so long and knowing who the cast was going to be for so long and just looking into it so much. A lot of the stuff that we heard pre-game, I think we can kind of throw out. Like, I mean, there's been so many theories and stuff, and, like, now you actually see them play together, and it's like everybody's going to kind of get along in a little bit of a way. Like, everybody's kind of finding their niche still on the island more so. They don't really care what happened back home, I don't feel like. Maybe a little, but definitely not going to overbear like the game. It's not going to overplay.
Yeah, I agree. And it's probably a top 10 premiere. And it's not like because really what happened, just so much waiting. Like we saw Kelly Wigglesworth on Survivor tonight. You just think about that, playing with Andrew Savage. And you just think about that, and it's like, wow, that's pretty darn cool.
We got to see Terry Dietz play again, like Dietz or whatever his nice name is. It doesn't matter. I mean, we got to see Terry Dietz and Jeff Varner on the same tribe. Like, did you ever think in your life you would see that? Like, that's like, it's just cool to finally see it all happen and really get into it. So, the next comment is from John Roberts. So Vitus is first out. Does that mean Monica or Sierra could be next out? I think I don't think that Monica or Sierra is in so much trouble. I mean, I think the two of them, it looked like they were hanging out in the shelter together, and it seemed like the women on that tribe were actually getting along pretty well, and it seemed like Cass wasn't even really rubbing anybody the wrong way. So I think Cass knows how to shut it off.
Yeah. And yeah, like I was saying, even Tasha was hanging out with them. Supposedly she's with Jeremy, but that's yet to be seen. Steven could whine, and a lot of that like early footage stuff from all these interviews, they would just kind of show random clips of people at camp, and Steven was with like Sierra and Cass a lot. So I could see Steven kind of joining up with the girls and knocking down some of the alphas if he really feels he needs to do that. And if the girls are like, hey, why not? These guys are huge threats. Let's band together with Steven and take him out. I could see that happening. Or if people are really worried about challenge strength, and you have the alpha males, Poland and Keith, Poland and Tasha, they have 5. They need one more. And they want to, because Jeremy kept saying, I want to take out these nobodies. I want to take out goats, because the more threats that are in the game, the smaller target is on my back. So I could see Jeremy going, let's get Monica out of here. Sierra is a real threat, though, so I don't know. I could see either of them going, but I don't think it has anything to do with Vetus. I think Vetus just went home because he was playing way too hard, trying to charm people, and everyone saw through it. Has nothing to do with Monica.
Yeah, I think if Vetus would have toned down the charm, in quotes, if he would have toned down the charm just a little bit, Abby Maria would have been the first boot of Survivor Second Chance, and it would have been like a sugar thing where everybody was like, yeah, we saw that coming. Like, yeah, we're not surprised at all. So, I don't think that – if they go home next, I don't think it has anything to do with Vetus at all.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next comment, we got Steel Punch, probably one of our biggest fans. Wigglesworth for MVP. Maybe nostalgia, but she was good overall. Steven for LVP. Didn't see much of him and really did nothing. Do not worry, guys. I'm not a troll this year. Well, we'll see about that. I mean, Kelly Wigglesworth did lose the challenge. I forgot he was on my fantasy team. So should I be trying to?
Well, I have it right in front of me here. You have Steven, Tasha, Sierra, Jeremy, Spencer, Monica, and Jeff Probst, which you actually get 2 points for Jeff Probst not wearing a blue shirt today. Didn't visit
really?
camp. You do get 2 points. Yeah, he wore black at the beginning.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Very interesting. And Vetus was on the Phantom Tribe, so he's gone, even though the Phantom Tribe gets a bonus for having the first boot.
That's fine. MVP, I don't think we can go Wigglesworth here just because she did lose. She was the one who put the team on her back and lost. So, yeah, she didn't get voted out. She's in a good spot on her tribe, even though she didn't vote in the majority. So is she? I mean, how can you give MVP to someone who didn't vote in the majority and pretty much lost the challenge for her tribe? I mean, she went in with a lead and then lost and then didn't vote the right way. So I can't give MVP to Wigglesworth. Yeah, the nostalgia's there. She seems to be having fun. I love having her on the show. MVP, no way.
Great to see. I have Joe on my tribe, and I say Joe is the MVP. I mean, I have Joe and Kelly Wentworth, and I think the two of them really were the MVPs. If you want to go Joe, he made fire. He put the team on his back. He won that challenge for them, and he's in a good spot. And then if you look at Kelly Wentworth, I mean, she found the idol, and even though even though they lost the challenge, it was not her fault. And she also seems like she's in a pretty good spot socially. So I think one of those two should probably be the MVP.
See, but
LVP is hard.
Joe just made fire, though. I mean, we saw that before.
He won the challenge for his tribe, too. I mean, he did make the stick thing and win for them. He did the two biggest things you can do for your tribe in the premiere episode. He won the challenge and made fire.
Did he not do the same thing last premiere? Like, literally a season ago, we were saying the same thing. This is second chance. You got to change up your game. And
but not when it's that good. I think that it worked.
No, that was his downfall. He literally got voted out because he was too much of a threat, and he goes to the first challenge and just dominates. And this is second chance. You got to switch up your game.
Nah, but the thing with Joe is he knows everybody just watched him play, and he cannot hide who he is now. Everybody just saw it. He cannot hide. He can't go out there and pretend like, oh, by the way, since the last time I tore both of my rotator cuffs, so I can't swim and I can't make a pole and I can't he can't do that. Joe is Joe, and everybody saw him play last season because all these people who got on this season were more invested too. They were more invested in the end of last season because they knew they were coming back and they knew with the whole voting thing coming up. So when they probably knew Joe and Shireen, they probably saw them at casting. So they're like, you know what? We have to watch these guys. Everybody here knows who Joe is, and they know what they're going to get from Joe. I think Joe's best thing is he can come out here, be strong, do everything that he can, and just hope that he makes a good enough an alliance where he can go far with it. And I think he made a good alliance tonight.
I don't know. Maybe. I just wanted to nominate somebody. I got to nominate Jeremy because I think he's the head of that alliance, but not like a figurehead. People think it's Joe. People think it's Savage. I think Jeremy is really working things and pulling the strings. And if anyone's set up the best strategically, I think it's Jeremy. I mean, he came in with a pregame plan to form an alpha male alliance and get the numbers, and it seems like he's done pretty well with that. So I'm going to nominate Jeremy. Definitely not as visible as someone like Kelly Wentworth or Joe. You're probably going to get the points on this one, Phil, but you got to look at what Jeremy did. And he made no mistakes. He's not too much of a threat. He has the same alliance as Joe, but the target is so much smaller. So I like if you're going to take who's going farther in this game right now, is it Jeremy or is it Joe?
No, it's Jeremy. And I was going to say with who you have to nominate Jeremy. I think Jeremy's the best pick you can make. And if Jeremy does win, I don't have a problem with it. I was just saying, in terms of Joe, you can't expect him to come out and pretend he doesn't know how to make fire. Everybody knows he knows how to make fire. Like, you can't expect him to go out there and not try to win the challenge. Everybody knows that he's a huge physical threat. I'm not saying Joe has to be MVP. If Jeremy's MVP, totally earned it. It's just one of those things where it's like, come on. Like Joe can't fake it.
I hear the fire thing. Like, you got to get fire going if you know how to. That's huge. And then the challenge, you don't want to go to tribal your first time. I'm there. The yoga thing, though, like he's leading his tribe in yoga. Like, you can't be this leader. Leaders get voted off. They get targeted. So I like Jeremy's spot way more in the game. I'm nominating Jeremy. It seems like you have two nominees. Maybe the vote's split and Jeremy runs away with it. That'd be nice. I really think out of everyone who's set up the best, I would say it's Wentworth or Jeremy. Two San Juan del Sur people, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Well, the two best players from San Juan del Sur, and that's why San Juan del Sur was boring. Because they were both gone early. Or not the two best players. I think Josh was probably better than Wentworth, but still, and Natalie. But you know what I'm saying. The people who went far in that game weren't that good.
Okay.
You actually skipped one, by the way. I don't know if you really.
Who does the Phantom Tribe nominate?
Their tribe's terrible. Maybe Cass, because she seemed like she changed. I mean, Kimmy didn't really do anything. Abby Maria was awful. Shireen didn't really do anything. Terry did nothing. And PG got a target on her back because of Abby Maria. I mean, she made a good move, but I don't know. I don't know who she can nominate there.
All right, throw it at Cass. I mean,
if
you want to vote for Cass for not completely pissing everybody off, then hey, maybe she deserves some credit there. I did skip one. Henry Alford, thank you for commenting. Maybe it was just me, but was the idol way too easy to grab? Also, don't sleep on Cass. She's an intelligent person. She's not nearly as unbearable as Abby Maria. Yeah, Cass looked like she had turned things around tonight. Opposite of Abby Maria. Cass seemed like she was playing the social game, didn't really piss anyone off. And she had in her confessional, she said, I'm going to play this game, and once we hit the merge, that's when things are going to happen. So if she can coast to the merge and then start making moves and blowing stuff up, good for her. I'm rooting for Cass. I love Cass. Definitely a bigger fan of hers than Abby. Was it too easy to grab? I'm going to say no. I think it was in a perfect spot.
It's the carrot. It's the carrot right in front of your face. It has to be able to be reached, but you have to, you can't, if they make it too hard to find, then she's never going to go for it. I loved it because it was like she literally could probably see it. Like, she could see it sitting under there probably, because when she reached back, she grabbed it. So she could probably see it sitting there. And I love that she had to decide, do I reach for it right now and possibly put a huge target on my back, or do I just stand here and not do it? And I thought that was perfect. I don't think that it was too easy to grab.
Yeah, the point of this idol isn't that it's hard to find. It's that you have to do it in front of people. That's where the challenge is. So they can put this. I don't have any problem if it's easy to grab anywhere, really. I'm trying to think if they could. Where could they have put it that would have made me upset? That was too easy. I don't think there is a place, just because a challenge is going on and there are people looking every direction. Phil, you there? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. Why? What's up?
Okay. I thought your screen might have froze. The only thing is that maybe it was a little too close to the mat. If maybe you want to have it where she has to go by it, and if you have one shot, and that makes it a little more dramatic, where you can't stand there for 10 minutes while someone's building a stick and slowly creep over and then snatch it. I think it maybe would add some more suspense if it's kind of like, I mean, imagine that thing just a little bit further away and she has to actually go far without anybody noticing. Or
I
like
agree.
I thought she was gonna do something like this, where she's holding her hands at her head, like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. This is too intense, and kind of, you know, make some excuse to step away. And she did it very slyly, and I give her credit for it. I just thought maybe that'd be something, some strategy to use. I don't know. It's hard to, like, without actually being there and see where everything is. It's kind of tough to get a bearing on everything.
Yeah. Harold Rice said, "I'm confused. Wasn't the idol supposed to be out in the ocean? Wouldn't that make more sense?" I'm sure that there might be some, like, where if you have to like carry like the things underwater, like the rocks or something, there might be something buried or attached to something. But no, for this one, it was I thought where they put it was, I thought it was great. I think if you put it on the thing out in the ocean, then it's just going to be, then it's too hard to grab. Because then you have to swim away and they're all like, what the hell are you doing? Like, get back on the raft, like sit here and push. So I liked it. I liked it where it was.
Yeah, I could see some, like, an idol being underwater, where, you know, because you have to go down and untie knots and lift up buoys. That we see that a lot, but then it takes out the whole point of doing it in front of people. Because, like, you're underwater, no one's gonna see you untie an idol or like dig up an idol. So I thought it was perfect where it was. We may see a water one, but I doubt it. I think the whole trick of this is insight, and that's what makes it difficult.
Unplug. You sound like a monster. Unplug.
We good?
Oh yeah, way better. You sounded scary.
Oh, that happens sometimes. Go to robot voice.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Lornette. Oh no, Cole Jordan says Wentworth for MVP by far. I hear you. I think Jeremy is a better pick just because we saw him actually get an alliance and do some strategizing. Pretty much from Kelly, yeah, she got the idol, but we don't really know where she lies in terms of alliances. I mean, it looks like she's pretty buddy with Spencer. Other than that, I can't really tell you where she's fitting in. So, yeah, maybe give it to her. I still think Jeremy's better. Laurent Neron. So we have an international fan here. Are you surprised by the first booth? I think she meant first boot, but
Yeah.
no, not really. Not really.
Not at all. I kind of saw Vitas coming. I mean, when we did our power rankings, I put him at 12. I didn't think he'd go first, but I definitely thought that he had a chance. He was one of the guys who was in the worst position. Because, you know, in our last video, we had gotten a comment that one of the complaints about us is that we're harder on the women than we are on the men. I don't know if you saw that one. And I just want to like point out real quick, like, I don't feel like we're being harder on the women. I just feel like on this season, the women that are out there, a lot of them, their first season, like the reason they're here is because people just remember them for being a villain or being annoying, and I don't think they have a chance to win. Out of all the guys who played, I thought Vitas probably had the least chance to win this game, at least coming into it, just because everybody kind of saw his snakiness and all that stuff first. And I think they knew what was going to come out of Vitas. I think he's a one-time player, and it's hard for him to be a guy who can come back and play a second time.
Yeah, and I don't think people want to hear us, you know, come up with fake opinions to have an even set of like, we like these males, these females, we don't like these males, we don't like these females. I mean, we're going to be honest with what we say, and I'm not going to take gender into it when saying I like play or not. I mean, my winners ranking, I have Denise as the best winner of all time. It has nothing, like with PG and Shireen, it has nothing to do with that they're women. I just don't think their chances are very good.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I just, you know, if you look at this cast coming into this season, if you looked at the men versus the women who are on this season, Kelly Wentworth and Tasha were probably in the top, like, 5 people who could win this game, maybe the top 2 who could win this game. But if you actually looked at, like, some of the others, like Shireen and PG and Abby Maria and even Cass, although Cass surprised me tonight, and Kimmy, when you're thinking about how they played the first time, you're sitting there saying, are they really going to get the votes at the end? And I mean, I like PG. I really do. But if she makes it to the end of China, I don't see how PG can get enough votes in China because her personality. So just basing it off of that, the women, I would say more of them had less of a chance coming in just based on their first seasons than the men did. After watching tonight, the women actually pleasantly surprised me, especially Cass and Kimmy, who I felt like really, really did fit in with their tribe.
Yeah. I think we cover that nicely.
Oh. Anyway, Alejandro Marto. Abby Maria is spared. PG isn't doing too good, right? Also, Spencer LVP. I don't know if is that serious or sarcastic? I can't tell because there's question marks after everything.
I think Abby Maria is spared. I mean, she was spared. I don't think that there's no question there. PG isn't doing too good. I think PG did better than I thought. I think a lot. I mean, the problem with PG now is that you have Abby Maria still in the game, and Abby Maria, she's like a kid who once she wants something, she has to have it or she'll throw a fit. It's like you're at the toy store and you see a toy and it's like I'm gonna cry until I don't get that toy, and that's Abby Maria because she's gonna flip out on PG for no reason next week. It seems like, and she's gonna do the same. She's gonna be a bully and she's gonna yell at people. And PG, it sucks that the whole bracelet thing happened because PG really, I thought, did well tonight.
Yeah, I think she did. I think PG learned. I mean, that's just like maturing. When was the last time PG played? What was she, 28, 27? Who knows? I don't remember how old she was, but you just mature. It's been 15 seasons. It's been 7.5 years. Like, you just mature as a person and start to learn things about yourself. And I thought PG was great tonight. I don't think Abby Maria learned a damn thing
No, not even a little bit. And the last Spencer LVP, I don't know why he's the LVP. Seemed like he voted in the majority. It didn't really seem like no one really said I want Spencer going first, even though that could be a very valid person to go home because he's so much of a threat. He's such a big player. Seems like he really got along with Kelly Wentworth. Him and Shireen were getting things done. Him and Varner were talking. Terry and him were talking. So I don't know why.
I thought Spencer played fine. I mean, I don't really know who LVP would be. I mean, people vote for LVP, but I don't really know. I guess Abby Maria has to be LVP. No, Abby Maria is the LVP. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, we'll take votes, but it's going to be hard to convince us otherwise. I mean,
yeah.
If you're going to vote for LVP seriously, it seems like the Spencer thing might be a joke. Then explain why. So if you're going to comment.
Yeah. All right, Cole Jordan. So what's going to happen next challenge? Will they hide an idol for TKO again? Yeah, I think they will, but I just don't know if anybody will see it. Maybe Kelly Wentworth will, but I don't think anybody else will.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that. It will be.
Yeah. Total's Drama Survivor fan said, should Shireen really align with Spencer and Kelly? Wouldn't it make sense to align with the less smart trio of Wu, Kelly, and Terry? Vetus wasn't flirting. What WTF? No, Vetus was. I mean, definitely trying to flirt. No, Vetus was trying to flirt. It just wasn't working.
I don't think it was like he went out trying to flirt. I think he was trying to manipulate and charm. But it is flirting when it's like someone your own age. So I know.
I manipulate and charm somebody of the opposite sex of your own age. Yeah, that's flirting. That's like.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's got a kid at home and a wife, I think. But
yeah,
you can. I mean, what he was doing with he was touching everybody on the shoulder. Like Wentworth and stuff, and trying to get everybody to do yoga, and he's only doing this to females. I mean, yeah, it's flirting.
Yeah, exactly. And who should Shireen align with? I think Shireen should align with whoever she can get the numbers with. I mean, I don't think that she should really choose either side. I just think that either way, if Shireen can get into one of those alliances, I mean, you just want to be in the majority, and I don't think either one's really more beneficial to her than the other because you either go with Spencer and Kelly, who love the game, or you go with Wu, Terry, and Kelly Wigglesworth, who are gonna keep you around. But I don't think that one really is better than the other. Giovanni Oriano. Here's a plan for Steven. Align with Monica, Sierra, Keith, Kimmy, and Cass. What do you guys think? Too far-fetched? I mean, I don't think so at all. I think he could align with the girls easily.
We said that earlier, yeah. I mean, I don't know about Keith. Keith might be in with the Alpha Alliance, but if not, yeah, pull Keith in. The Steven thing seemed, for me, like a lot of it was just put on by production. I don't think he's in a bad as position as we think. I think they're trying to tell the story again. I mean, yeah, he did have some confessionals saying I'm a nerd and same thing as last time. There's all these big men on my tribe. He's going to fit in fine. I really don't worry for Steven. I mean, do you actually worry, Phil? I mean,
no,
he went out alone to find an idol and came up empty, and everyone really caught him. I think he's too savvy a player to just let it all go, though.
Yeah, I don't think Steven's in that much trouble. And that's really the last comment, right? I think we saw Giovanni Orellano's prop bet game. I mean, we typed him up. I'm pretty sure it was in there, right?
Yeah. I think that's it. Do you have anything else, Phil? This was kind of a long one, right?
Just Steel Punch. He said, "You want me to score the bootless for you?" I mean, we don't really need you to. It's only me and Willie who did bootless this time, so that's easy. And then the prop bet game. I mean, I'd rather score them just so that we can at least see it every week. So no, it's good. Thanks though. But with this, no, I think we covered it all. I mean, yeah, thanks for listening for the whole time. And next week should be fun. Monday we'll have another podcast, right? Because that's, we'll do our predictions episode. We'll get into all of the fantasy games me and Willie are in, which I'm pretty sure I'm beating him in all of them again. Vote for most valuable, vote for least valuable. And just Monday we'll have more stuff and we'll have a preview for next episode. And hopefully this is a fun season. I mean, it was a fun first episode. It wasn't the most intense thing I've ever seen, but it was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a good season on our hands. The cast is just too good to not have an exciting season. So thank you for watching. I'm super stoked Survive's back. I hope you are too, and we will see you Monday.